if you've made it this far, I just want to commend you and thank you for taking the time to be interested in someone else's journey. Sometimes we're so consumed with what's going on in our own life that we don't just listen to someone else process or explain or live. So thank you for showing that interest, because I feel like this is a gift to you, to see someone process life and their changes and what goes on the inside that we don't always talk about. I want to do that. I want to be more open, because for a long time I played small and I kept internal things to myself out of fear and even respect for others. But now is the time to just be an open book, because I feel like that's the shift. That's what our world needs. Openness and authenticity. Not perfection, obviously. Not. Well, I guess what I think is we are perfect on the inside, and it's only through authenticity that we will actually see our true perfection. So we don't need fake ego perfection. We need to be in touch with our infinite selves, our awesome infinite perfection. So I wanted to just say, like, gosh, as I was thinking today, like, one of the biggest things about this move is telling people, like, it's kind of incognito what Nate and I are doing, and it feels safe that way. And I'm like, wow, in a few weeks when I make these actual moves and changes, I have to like tell people about my life. And there's just things that come up because, you know, I'm kind of preparing myself to face judgment. And one thing I've learned recently about judgment is that, first of all, it's always an internal choice of a person to have a judgment and nurture it, as opposed to it come up and release it. So if you're in a place where you're watching this because you've had a judgment and you've kind of held on to it, whatever, first of all, it's a healing process. So I'm thankful that my life is able to bring out a judgment in you, because now you can deal with it. Now you see it, now you're aware of it, now you can choose to release it. Basically, releasing a judgment is recognizing that you've seen like a linear or one way for something to be, and something else is challenging you that it could exist elsewhere or differently and still be okay. And for you to release that judgment is basically saying there's more than one way to live, to see the world, to exist, and that opens you up to more and more potential in yourself, as you don't limit yourself to just one way of being or one way of looking at the world. We're constantly changing. I mean, we can be constantly, I don't say we are, sometimes we're stagnant, but we can be constantly improving if we allow ourselves to be. And that's something that I want to be in this world, is a constant discovery of myself and showcasing that. And to me, like, when this phrase came to me, to have a thriving heart, to me that's what a thriving heart is. It's like a garden. It's like a heart that's growing and that's getting nourishment from the soil. And there might be periods in time where it needs some fertilizer or it needs some tender loving care to keep growing. It's not going to always be the same. And maybe it needs to be transplanted, like that garden no longer works for it. It needs to be transplanted in a different soil. And just, that's kind of like what I feel like I'm doing. I'm transplanting my roots so I can grow better. And nothing wrong with the environment that I've been in. In fact, it's helped me thrive. And I was talking with Nate about this, and I was like, wow, like, this is the epitome of an awesome marriage. A marriage that helps you thrive so much that you feel safe enough to go somewhere else or to leave it and not feel like you're bound to it forever. Like, that to me is a successful partnership. I couldn't ask for anything better. I couldn't imagine anything better. And I know in society we see the successful partnership as one that lasts until, you know, death. Why do we see it that way? Why? Did someone tell us that we made that image in our mind? Like, why? I mean, just think about it for a little bit. What is a successful partnership with someone? Does it have to last so many years? Or does it just achieve the purpose it's meant to achieve? And when you recognize it, that's it. It's awesome. It doesn't have to always be a certain way. So I'm definitely like in this place where I just see flexibility in life. And I want to be that flexible showcase for others as it feels good to me. And I'm going to keep improving and changing. And you can't expect to see the same person on the screen day after day. You're going to see someone different. You're going to see someone with less baggage. You're going to see someone cry less, or maybe you're going to see someone cry more at some point. I don't know what you're going to see. And that's the cool thing. So thank you for joining me and just being open to this, because I feel like your heart is going to expand so much by being open. And I really appreciate you being here with me. And I just think the funny thing is, every time I mention perfection in a video, my head is half cut off. And when I watch it, I'm like, darn it. And then I'm like, you know what? No, because life is messy. And let's just embrace that.